Part two. I forgot to mention the other video. My twin had on a blue hoodie, but the hoodies were just the same. One was blue, one was black. Then I also had forgot to mention that we had went to the Capitol building, which is right across the street from the History Museum, the Science Museum, and it's another museum, and the legislative office, which I guess you could take a field trip there too. And we went to the Capitol building, and we learned a little bit of history about, you know, how Raleigh became the capital of North Carolina, and how Fayetteville actually was almost the capital. And Fayetteville was almost the capital because they have a river, which the river connects them to Wilmington, which is a coastal city in North Carolina, and also to which Wilmington connects to the Atlantic Ocean. That's just a little fun fact I learned. I thought that was interesting. So Raleigh is the capital of North Carolina, and we were in the Capitol building, which is very interesting. The building is 185 years old, so you know what that means. So I wanted to do a part two because, for one, we had never been in that building, and I didn't realize it was open to the public. And so going in there, you could literally, just me, I'm very sensitive like that. You could feel the history. You could feel what they call it, the nostalgia. You could feel the energy of its age, just, you know, kind of sitting in the building. And a lot of stuff was still original, and a lot of things were replicas as well. But the building itself was, I don't know if that building was 185 years old, because the first one that burnt down to like a crisp, but it was built on top of that foundation, which you could also feel that energy as well. So when we get to the point of, like, I'm looking at, you know, the architecture, because it's beautiful, very detailed. You can tell old stuff is made different. You know, they don't make stuff like that no more. Quality. And I didn't want to really touch on like a sensitive subject, especially nowadays. There's so much going on, but we know who built the building. If you know, you know who built the building. But, you know, I'm not there to be all, you know, revolutionary and shit in front of the kids or whatever. You know, I know. They know. But it came up anyway, and he's like, you know, this building was built by the help of. And then he goes on to say, well, unfortunately, you know, they were slaves. And I just said, I said out loud, not loud, just it was a little bit above a whisper. And I just said, why do certain groups of people continue to want to glamorize slavery? I don't understand it. It is what it is. It was nothing helpful about it. It's nothing. And then he also said, so the building is a gift. I just thought that was like a terrible choice of words, and I just wondered if that's what he say on if that's his spiel every time. It's from the gifted hands of slaves. I felt that was just a bad choice of words for that. But they can't get around it because it's a fact of the matter. But they don't want to just really deal with the fact of the matter. That's all.